Welcome to Life and DNA with Amanda Renee. I'm so glad you joined me today. Let's get started. Today, like I told you last week, I'm going to go over what I ordered for my kids for the upcoming homeschool year. We use a company called Master Books. They're awesome. I love them. And we won't be finished with this current school year probably till June, because we go year round, and so depending on how much time we need to take off for different things, kind of pushes back our end date, which then pushes back our start date. Sometimes I usually am done by the end of June for sure, and start back up in August, because July I give them off, so they have like a month to feel like they ended a grade and begin another one. But Masterbooks had a big sale the month of April, and so I tried to go ahead and order everything ahead of time, which is exciting, but also kind of a bummer because I gotta wait till, like I said, August before I get to prep it and use it. And so, yeah, I don't like doing that. Let's see. So let me go ahead and get started. If you're not watching on YouTube, I will try and describe everything. But if you're listening on the podcast and you want to see what the books look like, then head over to my YouTube channel, Life and DNA with Amanda Renee, same name. And you can see everything I'm pulling out there. But I'll try to describe it to you as I go. First, get all the packaging out of there. They sent me another catalog, which is nice. I usually try to pass on some of my extra ones to some of my homeschool mom friends, rather than throwing them away. And a lot of times they put a little thank you note in there with a little scripture. This one was nice. Normally they're not quite that fancy with a little drawing. I thought that was cute. Those are always nice. So our daughter will be going into 9th grade. She'll be a freshman. Right now I'm trying to get some of the other homeschool families together to do kind of an 8th grade or a junior high graduation. I've already talked to the pastor's wife at our church, and we can use the stage there and the auditorium there, because several of our church members are homeschoolers too. So I'm excited about planning that. Probably going to plan that for June so it's not competing with the public schools graduations around here. So for her history, we ordered her The World Story 3. Now technically you should be done with this by 8th grade, but we do 36 weeks of school, and these history books only have 28 chapters. So we do half of one history and then half of another. We take, half a year to do these. So she'll do something else when she finishes this one. So she's currently on this in 8th grade now, but she won't finish it. She'll finish it in 9th grade, and then we'll order whatever's next for her. But this one goes over the modern age, the explorers through the present day, and I know it actually goes through to like 9/11. They try to update it a lot. Not sure. So look and see what the last few chapters go over. Yeah, talking about the turn of the century. What's going on in Israel. Things like that. So it's pretty nice. You can see it's got a lot of pictures. And that's one thing I love about Master Books is their books are just pretty. and nice. And then the workbook, so it has like timelines and questions and different different assignments. They have like timeline pictures in the back. I know when I was taking out the answer key, there's a research paper worksheet that you can make copies of to get them started on doing worksheets during research papers since they're going into high school. That's important. Elementary algebra. Yeah. This one's a little intimidating for me. I'll be honest. So far with her schoolwork, even stuff that I have not, I didn't learn in school. I mean, you know, in public school, you don't finish a book. You never finish a book. So there are things she's learning that I never, ever learned. There was even something the other day, and I asked my husband, I'm like, did you ever learn this? And he didn't either. So, but so far, I have been able to, you know, look at the answers and the book and kind of figure it out. I'm hoping I can keep doing that. They do have Master Books Academy has some of the courses online where they have teaching videos that help, and I've heard that the pre-algebra and algebra ones are really good. But that's an extra $75. I mean, if I need the help, it'll be worth it, but I'm hoping that I can keep figuring it out. It has been a long time since I did algebra, though. Let's see. Then her science that she picked was anatomy. And so she's going to do volume 1. And volume 1 is the musculoskeletal system, the cardiovascular and respiratory systems, and the nervous system. And then when she gets through with that, next year she'll do level 2. And I figured they would have had a page in that. I know level 2 is, I know the reproductive system is in there. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the digestive system, the reproductive system, and then like special systems. But yeah, she wanted to do this one this year. And again, lots of pictures and diagrams to make it interesting. She liked the way these worksheets were set up, where it's just filling in the diagrams, filling in the blanks, answering questions. This seems to be a little easier than like the history worksheets. Some of that's kind of broad. Let's see. And then she has, for her grammar, let's see. Oh, here's her algebra workbook. And I think this is just the answer solutions, actually, and the tests. Yeah, all the different tests. So yeah, y'all pray for me. It's gonna be hard. Let me see. Her grammar this year, they came out with, they have an elementary grammar. It's called Language Lessons for Living Education. But a lot of us loved it so much that thankfully they're coming out with the high school levels, and they had level 9. So she will be doing that. There's always a literature component with it, and especially now at the high school. In this one, they'll be going over the Pilgrim's Progress, which I'm excited about. And this will kind of break that down for her. And yeah, so she'll be getting vocabulary and grammar and literature all in one. And of course, I'll have her reading some of the classics on the side also. She's always reading something. Her Bible course, she picked Foundations in Worship. I think it's the only one that she hasn't done. and she likes to sing, and so this one breaks down all the hymns, or a certain number of hymns. It breaks it down. What does it mean? What was the backstory? And so she's excited about that one. Let's see. She picked for her elective, and I didn't grab the other book that goes with it. We already had the main book, and I did not grab that. But she wanted to do a survey of astronomy. She's always been interested in astronomy. So that's her elective this year. This is the other book that we have, but it's on the shelf in there. She liked the look of these worksheets too, mostly fill in the blank. Not too many written answers. She does not like to have to think. And when she does, she gets a little facetious with her answers. She's like her dad. She's funny. It has Our Created Moon with it, and Taking Back Astronomy. I always love having these books on the shelf because a lot of times I'll go back and read them too, just because I like to learn. And it also came with 2 DVDs that go along with those books. So she's excited about that. And I think that was all of hers. Our son is going to be going into 5th grade. And so he didn't have to order as much. A lot of what he'll be doing, I only had to order workbooks for. I already had his science, and I forgot to grab it before I hit record. So I'll have to show you that some other time. But he is doing the paleontology class, and I had ordered that to do with him at the end of this year, but then doing 2 sciences on top of everything else he was doing was just a little too much. So I just decided to wait, and we'll start it with 5th grade, and that is that course. And yeah, we're excited about that. I already had most of those books, again, on their flash sales. Their flash sales are awesome, and I try to stock up on things with that. He has language lessons for living education. He'll be level 5, so he is still using, there is a little Bible book, the 101 Bible Stories. He'll continue to use that one for the rest of this year, and then he'll move on to a different book. But this one has, they have their spelling words, they learn grammar. They usually have the very first thing every week alternates, because they kind of follow the Charlotte Mason approach. So like they'll have a little story. They follow these certain kids through their Sunday school class, and they follow them through this whole series. And then every few weeks they'll have a picture study. Sometimes they have a poem or a psalm study that they do. He will be doing the math lessons for living education level 5. Right now I have him working on memorizing his multiplication table, so that because he had already started level 5. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this before, but he was, advanced in math. He's just really good at math. But I want him to have the foundation of knowing his multiplication tables and having that to make it where the rest of math isn't a struggle. And so we are currently finishing this year out working on all of that. Let's see. Then we picked a health class. Technically, I guess it's a second science, but his elective was health. Our daughter did this one, and she really loved it. One half of the year, I think you're learning about nutrition. The second half, you're learning about exercise. And so I'm excited to do that one with him. His Bible course someone lent us the book set. It saved us like quite a bit of money just to have to borrow it. And it has, see, 8 different books with different questions for kids. And then they go through it, and then it's just short answer, filling in blanks. Yeah, that looks like that's what most of the worksheets are, which will be good. He's kind of like his sister. He doesn't like to write a lot. I keep telling him, the older you get, the more you have to write, and he's just going to have to suck it up. And then he is actually, again, he's on the same history schedule that our daughter was, where we start one at the beginning of the year, and then we'll finish a different one. So he will complete 2. It'll take him 2 years to complete 2. And we're fixing to start this one. Again, I already had the main book because our daughter did it. I only had to order him the workbook. And so they'll do drawings and ask questions and have little different assignments. I pick and choose what I make them do in the history workbook, as long as they're paying attention to what was going on in history. Yeah, so I don't make them do like a ton of work in that. And then I got him a reader. They had a new series out, and this is the one he picked. And it's Extraordinary Animal Heroes. They have ones that are like Famous Spies, Heroes of the Revolutionary War. There's a whole set of these. Let me find that. Can't remember if it was in the elective set or if it was in the English. I was thinking it was in electives, but maybe not. But they have a whole series, and oh, there it is, called What a Character Readers. And I believe they came out with 2 or 3 more to add to this just recently. So Inventors and Scientists, America's War Heroes, this one with the animals, Famous Spies, but I'm pretty sure they had Heroes of the Revolution, and then there was another one that they just came out with that tells about different animals. Most of them are dogs. I think one was a pigeon. One was a horse. 1 or 2 of them were horses. Yeah. And so he's excited to get to read that. So yeah, so far that is what they're going to be doing for 5th and 9th grade. Let's see. He's also finishing, I get in on a trial program for spelling UC. I've used that with my kids when they were really young because I like how they approach learning how to spell and how to write, and how it even helps with their reading some. I've always liked them, and then they sent me an email a few months ago asking if I wanted to participate in trying out this new curriculum that they were doing. And so I signed up for it, forgot about it, and then received it in the mail. So we've been doing it. They're very much, you see it, you hear it, and you read it, out loud to yourself. And then you, they have dictation, copy work. They have color pencils that come with it, and they have little chunks, like vowel chunks, EA, AI, OU, EY, those things. And you'll find those with colors, and then they have a bunch of different ones that you go through during the course. But every day I read the lesson. I usually read it once, and then he's such a good reader, I make him read it the other days. He'll read it, then he'll chunk the lesson, and then he does the copy work. You only make them do 10 minutes at a time so that you're not wearing them out with it. And so he'll do the copy work, and then you chunk that. And then the 4th and 5th days of the week is dictation. I will read it one word at a time. The first day, I give him a little more help than I do on the second day. But they give a lot of good hints on how to help with teaching them spelling, teaching them how to sound out words, and remember how to spell words. And we're only on week 5 of having it, and I've already seen a big improvement in his reading and his spelling, and so I'm excited to finish that out. I used Spelling UC with our daughter because it was before we found Master Books, but I think we stopped before we got to this level. It's level Americana. They have different ones. It starts out with nursery rhymes in the first several years that you use it. And then once it got a little too wordy, she didn't care for it anymore, and she was already excellent at reading and writing, so I didn't feel the need to continue with it once we found Master Books. But with our son, it's helping him, so I'm going to keep up with this one and see where we need to go from there. But yeah, so that was what I had this week, is just what we were using in our homeschool for next year. I have been working more on my family tree, coming across some pretty interesting characters, and I'm planning on finally writing a letter to my husband's great aunt that I have the address for, which is Walter's, one of Walter's daughters, and trying to get more information on him. And I will let you know how that goes and what information I get back. Hopefully they won't take as long to answer me as I've taken to sit down and try and write this. And yeah, I'll let you know how all of that's going. And I'm probably going to have something along the lines of the ancestry and history next week. So look for that. Thank you for joining me today on Life and DNA with Amanda Renee. Tune back next week and I will have a new episode. I will see you later. Bye.